What's going on, guys? Gomes here, back again on another MLB The Show 20 Diamond Dynasty video, and today we are currently less than 5 days away from early access of MLB The Show 20, and I want to talk about the pre-order diamonds, the ones that are going to be in the variety choice pack that you're going to have an option to choose. Now, the way to get these are you have to pre-order the MVP edition, the Digital Deluxe edition, or the Anniversary edition from GameStop. If you get the Anniversary or the MVP, you're going to get one of these packs, but if you get the Digital Deluxe, which is the $100 version on the PlayStation Store, that is going to get you two choices from this pack. Now, it definitely is not as big as it was last year where we had 30 different choices. This time it is only 7, but it is still a really tough choice, and today I want to go through all the cards and look at what would be the best choice and the second, third, pretty much just rank all of them. And if you like more than one or two of them, more than you have the packs to get, don't worry, they will be on the market, they will be sellable, so you can pick up all of them if you really do want. With that being said, let's get into this video, but before we do, make sure to leave a like down below on this video. It always helps out the channel a ton. As well, if you guys have not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure and do so. We're really close to 20,000. We're looking to get there before Friday. If you want to place for tips, guides, gameplays, pack openings, pretty much anything MLB The Show 20, it's going to be here. I'm so excited for launch day, but let's get into this one. Okay, here we go. Now, the first thing I want to note, the stats for any of these cards are not revealed. But what I did is I did extensive research. All of these cards are flashback legends, meaning they're relating to one specific year. So I looked at the stats and looked at the algorithm that they use for overalls for MLB The Show 19. And I pretty much created what their card is most likely going to look like. And I went for all the pictures, and for the most part, I think I have all their pitches right. So yeah, just a bunch of research went into this, looking at what their card is going to look like. And the last place is going to be Mariano Rivera. Now, this might surprise some people because I'm sure a lot of people are happy he's in the game. But the biggest thing, the reason why he's here is because of his pitches. He threw a cutter primarily. A cutter was his main pitch that he threw. They're going to give him a 4-seam and a 2-seam as well. But that is so one-dimensional. Yes, he's going to have a lot of movement, which he's definitely going to have 99 break, but only 3 fastballs makes him so hard to use. Now, this is a 1999 postseason card where in that postseason, his stats were like this: 12.1 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts, 1 walk, a 0 ERA, 214 opponent batting average, 0.81 whip, and 6-on-6 save opportunities. To make things easier on everybody, I just made all the stats either a 5 or a 0, just so it's pretty simple. 35 stamina, 90 hits per 9, 80 K per 9, 90 walks per 9. Don't pay any attention to the home runs per 9. That doesn't affect actual online gameplay. 99 pitch clutch, and of course the 99 break. All of his fastballs coming in around the mid-90s mark. So statistically, on paper, he looks really good. And I think he could even get 40 stamina due to the fact that, you know, just a couple years before 1999, he was a starting pitcher. But I don't think he's going to be that good gameplay-wise. He doesn't have anything to mix speeds. He doesn't have a curveball. He doesn't have a changeup. And for that reason, I think he's going to really suffer. Coming in at my number 6 spot is going to be Tom Glavine, of course, another brand new legend. All of these guys are brand new legends, and it's interesting because all 3 of these Braves pitchers from the year that their flashback card is from, they all had very similar stats. So here's Tom Glavine. It's a 1991 breakout card. He had a 2.55 ERA, a .222 opponent batting average, 1.09 whip, 246.2 innings pitched, 192 strikeouts, 69 walks, and 9 complete games. So in the game, I gave him 100 stamina. Obviously, this is done offline, so you can't see it. On Diamond Dynasty stats go up to 125. I would give him 100 stamina, 90 hits per 9, 80 K per 9, 70 walks per 9, and 80 pitching clutch. And then the pitches he threw is a 4-seam fastball, a slider, a curveball, a circle changeup, and a 2-seamer, at least as far as I was able to see online. And then his 4-seam fastball wasn't too fast. It was only about 92 miles per hour. So Tom Glavine is going to be, I think, a good starting pitcher, especially once he gets a much better card. But from this point in his 1991 breakout season, his card's probably going to look something like this. And the walks per nine kind of kills it. The circle changeup could be good. It should have a good amount of break. But otherwise, I just don't see him being as effective as even the other two Braves starters that are also pre-order diamonds. Coming in at number 5 is going to be another Braves starter. That's going to be Greg Maddux. Now, also, don't look anything into the overalls. The offline overalls are accumulated differently than online due to many different factors. So it's not at 96 and 80. It's actually an 88 overall flashback. But Greg Maddux, his card is from 1998, an all-star year for him. 2.22 ERA, .220 opponent batting average, 0.98 whip, 251 innings pitched, 204 strikeouts, 45 walks, and 9 complete games, once again, just like Tom Glavine. And Greg Maddux, I think, is going to look a lot similar to Tom Glavine. This is what I gave him. He has 105 stamina, just a little bit more than Tom Glavine, which stamina is a big thing, especially now that you can pick your starter. You're going to need every ounce of stamina that you can get. 90 hits per 9, 80 K per 9, 80 walk per 9, and 85 pitching clutch. Greg Maddux threw pretty much the same pitches that Tom Glavine threw. Greg Maddux, from what I saw, threw pretty much the same pitches that Tom Glavine threw: a 4-seam fastball, a 2-seamer, a circle changeup, a slider, and a curveball. And once again, he threw about 93, 94 miles per hour, just a little bit faster. I thought he threw hotter than that, but apparently not. But Greg Maddux, I do think he's going to be better than Tom Glavine, strictly on the fact that his walks per 9 should be better. And I don't know. Like I said, these pitchers are very similar. It's obviously just going to come down to actually playing as them, but from what we know so far off of statistical basis and what this card could look like in the game, I think he's going to have a leg up on Tom Glavine. Finally, getting into some offense, at number 4, we're having Gary Sheffield, another brand new legend. The first thing that you have to note is he is going to be a third baseman at this time. He did not play outfield yet. He should for sure have a shortstop secondary, maybe outfield secondary as well, but he was a primary third baseman for the Florida Marlins at this point. And his card is a 1993 All-Star version, and these are his splits versus right-handers. He had 284 with a 487 slugging percentage, 16 home runs, and 37 extra base hits total. Versus left-handers, he had 326 with a 444 slugging percentage, 4 home runs, and 8 total extra base hits. On the total, he had 64 strikeouts, 47 walks, and 17 stolen bases. Gary Sheffield looks like he should be pretty good. 80 and 95 contact is what I gave him. 70 power versus right and 60 power versus lefties. Didn't hit for a ton of power yet at this point. 85 vision. That could even be 90. He did not strike out a lot. Only 64 strikeouts is pretty damn good. 65 fielding. He wasn't a great third base fielding. These are always really kind of hard to judge as far as fielding goes. He had a negative defensive WAR. I gave him 75 arm strength and 75 speed with 60 stealing. I think that's pretty fair. He was pretty fast around this time, so I think that is about right. And he stole a couple bags, but he also did get caught. Overall, Gary Sheffield, in my opinion, should be pretty good. You know, of course, he has the bat wiggle, which should be fun to see. And of course, it's going to come down to what his swing is like, but high vision, high contact with the power to hit some balls out. Gary Sheffield should be a very good option in MLB 20. And we're moving it back down to our last pitcher on this list. This is going to be John Smoltz, the third of the trio of the Atlanta Braves starters. And this one is a little bit unique, a little bit different from the other ones, finally. So this John Smoltz card is from 1992, his All-Star variation. He had a 2.85 ERA, .224 opponent batting average, 1.16 whip, 246.2 innings pitched, 200 215 strikeouts, 80 walks, and 9 complete games. Like I said, these cards in a lot of ways are very similar in the stats that they had in each respective year. John Smoltz, I would give 100 stamina. I would give him 90 hits per 9 as well. All of their opponent batting averages are pretty much identical from each of these years. I would give him 85 K per 9, 65 walk per 9. He's probably going to be a little bit more erratic than these other guys on the trio, and 85 pitch and clutch. The thing that separates John Smoltz, however, is he has different pitches. He comes with a four-seam, a changeup, a splitter, and a slider, which, in my opinion, is pretty good. It's one less pitch. It doesn't have a curveball, but I really do like the splitter a lot in MLB The Show. And he threw pretty fast. He threw 98 miles per hour in the game. I wouldn't be surprised if he could hit triple digits. So he threw a lot hotter than those other guys, which is going to separate him. And in my opinion, I think that's going to make him a little bit better, at least from how I pitch. Having that splitter and slider combination along with a 100-mile-an-hour fastball is going to make him the best starting pitcher out of the three at release. Now at our honorable number 2 spot is going to be David Ortiz, Big Papi. Really happy he's in the game. But I didn't really know how his card would look like until I looked at the statistics. This is from his 2003 breakout season versus right-handers. He had 313, 654 slugging percentage, 27 home runs, and 58 total extra base hits. Against lefties, he only hit 216 with a 414 slugging percentage, 4 home runs, and 14 extra base hits. Total, he had 83 strikeouts, 58 walks, and whopping 0 stolen bases. In the game, I would give him 95 contact versus righties, only 45 against lefties. So he's going to be a very much platoon guy who is only good against right-handers, which for some people is going to kill him. But I have a very good point to back myself in just a minute. I'm going to give him 110 power versus righties, absolutely crushed. And then 65 power versus lefties, still enough to, hit some home runs if you can connect with the ball, of course. 70 vision, he only struck out 83 times. That's not that bad. That is not that many strikeouts at all. Fielding, of course, is going to be a topic of concern. 45 is what I gave him. I think that's very fair, unfortunately. 45 reaction, so he's going to be a common defender. But if it's anything that we saw with Frank Thomas last year, fielding isn't the most important thing over at first base. And then 20 speed, he was never very fast. Maybe they'll have it 25 or something, but it's not going to be much different than that number. And the thing that is going to make David Ortiz a lot better than people would think based off these statistics is the 3 batter minimum coming into MLB The Show 20. Now, what that means, if you know how to order your lineup, if you know how to strategize and put good people around them, if you have a really dominant right-hander, if this is at the end of a game where you really need those runs, and they put in a right-handed pitcher to face them, they can't take them out within 3 outs unless they get hurt, but that doesn't happen online anyway. So they're going to have to face David Ortiz. They can't just bring in another left-hander like you would used to be able to in MLB The Show, which is going to make him a lot more valuable because he is going to crush righties. He should have definitely 110 plus power versus righties. So if you connect with still pretty good vision at launch at 70, he's going to mash. And of course, that's going to round us off at our number 1 spot. And that's going to be Mickey Mantle, the brand new legend we learned about yesterday. I'm not going to lie, I thought his card would be a little bit better than this, but it is still very, very good. So Mickey Mantle, this is from 1951, his rookie season. Before we talk about these stats, note it was half a season. He only had about 380 plate appearances, so not a full season. So against righties, he hit 295. 528 slugging percentage, 11 home runs, 20 extra base hits. Against lefties, he hit 228, 317 slug, 2 home runs, 8 extra base hits, struck out 74 times, 43 walks, and stole 8 bags. So in the game, of course, he is a switch hitter. Remember that. He's going to have 90 contact versus righties, 55 contact against lefties, 90 power against righties. So he should be a very good left-handed switch hitter. 50 power against lefties, 70 vision I think is fair around the strikeouts that he had. but he's going to be a great defender with some of the best speed you're going to find in the game. I gave him 80 fielding, 80 arm strength, 70 reaction. From what I've read, from what I've saw, I think this is pretty fair. If I'm wrong about this, if he deserves more fielding around this time, this is his rookie year, let me know in the comment section below, but I think this is fair. Still gold defense and still a pretty good arm out there in right field. And then 95 speed. I don't think some people realize how valuable speed is, especially against righties. And the fact that he's a switch hitter, 55 and 50 is not good, but it's doable, especially if you have the favorable side. With the speed and the contact and power against righties, I think Mickey Mantle is going to be the best one out of the bunch. Now, this is, of course, all my opinion. This is what I do believe. I will be picking Mickey Mantle and David Ortiz most likely, unless I get a change of heart and instead pick John Smoltz if I decide that I need somebody else in that situation. But right now, I'm going to be going with those two. I think they're the best options based on what their stats are going to look like. And also, I want to note, David Ortiz has a phenomenal swing. He has one of the best swings that I have used in MLB The Show. So that's another thing that you have to think about as well. And there we go. That's a look at the 7 pre-order diamonds and who I would pick and how I would rank them. Of course, it's always up to your own discretion and what you are really looking for. Some people are more so looking for pitchers. Some people are looking for position players. Do note, like I said, though, that now that we can pick our own pitcher, it's going to make me want those guys a lot more than I would have previously, because I've had so many horror stories of not getting the pitcher that I wanted because I couldn't roll him on the pitcher roulette. Sometimes it took 20 plus games for me to get a pitcher for the first time, so it's going to make pitchers a lot more valuable in that starting role. But like I said, I'm very excited, and I would love to know down in the comment section which of these guys are you gonna choose, and have you pre-ordered the game yet, and if so, which version have you got? I got the digital Lux. I got 2 of these picks, and I am very happy because there's no chance in hell that I could pick only one. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like down below. Thank y'all for watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. There goes some Saudi. Yeet.